Who do you go to report it? Another. I can go to Asbury and report what Bradley did to me. Will they listen to me? Go to a lawyer who wants to take the case that I have to pay, put down money, and then possibly lose that. Why would I lose it if there's evidence? I don't know. Why would they take me there in the first place? Why did they take anybody there in the first place? That place, those two places, Jersey Shore and Monmouth, I just don't feel bad. I'm not saying that I got beat up and I feel bad that my time was wasted. But the other people in that place, I hear people on the phone like begging their parents, "Mother, please let me. I promise I'm gonna. Just let me come. Just sign me out. Because if you don't get signed out, then they put you in either a homeless shelter or if you got some money in one of those halfway houses." What gives them the right to do what gives that doctor, that psychiatrist, what I don't believe in? I don't believe in psychiatry. I don't believe in pills given to you for medicine to change your brain chemistry. You can use something, use plant medicine because that's coming out of the ground. Why should I be subjected to her rule over me or his rule over me by way of court because I was yelling in front of my center mostly about the shit that was done to me for 14 days the second time. The first time it was just about what's fucked up about this world. Why don't I have a right to do that in front of my center? If I do it in the middle of the street, if I say a curse word, they can send me somewhere. They can say I'm manic. Manic. Used to be called activist, used to be called hot-headed, used to be called anything else that didn't require medication. Now it's called, you see, and this always happens in these prissy white neighborhoods. If you go into an African American or Latin or just a poor neighborhood, people are pissed off, and it's all right for them to do that. Wait, oh, it's just blowing off some steam. But you go into these pristine neighborhoods and you get yuppies moving into this fucking place, and then what ends up happening is that it bothers somebody that's never heard it before. What is he saying down there? He just sounds like he's yelling. You think he's hurting himself? Let's call the police. What you don't understand, you call the police, and then they have a right to take away my freedom. They have the right to send me. I hurt no one. Didn't damage anything. I didn't commit a crime, and they would have actually arrested me. They gave me tickets for raising the voice. They would have, but because I am labeled manic, because yeah, my mistake, right? I shouldn't have been in a lily white town, right? Right? Should have went to Asbury or the other side of the trail, attended to township or somewhere where. Thing of it is, if you don't listen to it here, and you don't hear it here, then it doesn't matter what is said over there, because you don't listen to over there anyway. Because if you did, you'd hear what I'm saying. It's not manic. It's telling you what to do to end poverty. Right? I do it in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep and go to work tomorrow. That's the point. I can go protest and go with a whole bunch of people. See how well that Black Lives Matter and the Women's March protested. They put you in a little spot where you're then, okay, guys, scream all you want. It's only until 10. Then I'll go home. Right? But if you don't do it when you're home and make sure your neighbors hear it, then what's the point of doing it in the first place? So that's what I mean. So you should have never done it. Yeah, and that's why there's no activists left. That's why there's no Dr. Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or even Gandhi left. As soon as they get to the point, you either bribe them into greed, power, or you put them in mental institutions and call them manic. Out of all the people that I drummed and helped, and I did all those drum circles for, not one came over there. Not one said anything about coming over there and protesting. Anything about, hey, let's try to get you out of there because you don't belong there, even though I put all those videos on. So you know what? Tribe of drummers, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Get yourself another drummer, right? Another lead drummer to play your little fucking puppet games as you all dance around in a happy when the people are being enslaved just down the block from you. Okay? So yeah, tribe, yeah. Tribe. If I could, I would go right now, if I had enough people, and get those people, those innocent people, those 80% of people that were caught in the system and are being forced drugs, I would go and try to get them out. But, I walk out my door and I become one of them. So what good am I going to do? So then I make these videos to try to tell people, and what do? They think I'm the same thing as what they are. You see? You see what the drugs have done to you? The vaccines and wearing masks for a year? You see what that's done to you? Jimi Hendrix made a song out of it, make millions of dollars, and now the hospitals are saying those same people that were like, hey man, I just get a little loud sometimes, and I'm not as dead as each and every one of you that watch that TV and either are scared or oh, let's see what happens. So then you want to turn me into you so I can sit in front of that fucking TV and be scared for the rest of my life? Because that's what those medications do. That's what those medications do. They make you docile. And when they see somebody that isn't docile, he's not taking his medication. And what does that mean? He might be trouble to the establishment that's raping your children. If anybody out there that's listening to this has ever been in that trap, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that don't can't believe that it's actually happening. And that is the problem. Right? So yeah, I got a couple minutes left on this phone. I had to delete videos and upload stuff, and I don't have enough storage. And I just wanted to finish my thought from before, because no, it didn't end with that one. This is a continuation, and it is literally what I see out there and what I hear from people that have no clue, even though I tell them and I say, watch these videos and just listen. No, they don't. They just hear the videos and say, oh, look, he's yelling. He must be manic. They were right. Instead of actually listening. The ones that listen, thank you. There was a bunch of people in there with me that were all listening. You know why? Because we were all experiencing, about 80% of the people were all experiencing the same fucking thing. And, I don't wish this on anybody, but, maybe if you look at me and call me manic, I want to have one of those nights where you're a little drunk and get a little bit loud, and a cop comes to you and fucking drags you into that place for 7 days. And if you're not feeling that feeling of, that your freedom has been ripped away and you really are nothing but a lab rat slave for these people, if you're not feeling that, then guess what, guys? The medication is working.